But yes, hi. As you can see, yeah, tiny bit dark, at least in lighting for the camera here, so might have to grab the lamp. We'll see. I have the gain all the way up, so hopefully it might balance itself out. Also, how about I close at least two of those tabs if things stop yelling at me? Had to update things. Things being OBS and what's its face? OBS and GIFBot, because they both had updates that I needed to do. So that's a thing. Which also had to connect the bot first back to, my bot and my Twitch account, given the whole having to change passwords thing. Which I was gonna do that yesterday and then I forgot. Also, let me turn up my voice a little bit because the mic is not in my face today. So we'll be turning that up a bit. But hi, how are you guys? How is Friday? Hope you guys are doing well. Guys should be able to say the things in the stuff. They made sure to turn off the stuff preventing people potentially talking. Hope you guys are doing well. I have my tea, which is about halfway finished. But yeah, general plan is to work on sock, which, as you can see, much more closer to finishing said sock than I was the last time. Plus, where I am is a lot more friendly to me being able to stream the thing. Because I basically have to figure out how long I need it to be, which, given it's a lot more stockinette down here, it should allow for some opportunity to stretch. Also, I should probably get my tape measure. I had that a little while ago. Tape measure. Where are it though? I used it not terribly long ago. Where'd you go? Oh, where the fuck did it go? I just saw the thing. Not the one I'm looking for, but I found one. This is why I like to have two of things, because, I tend to misplace things, so I like having backups. Although, actually, this is the first one I had, so technically this is not the backup, but... Yeah, let me switch over here at least, see if I'll need to grab the lamp while I'm at it. Okay, for now, it seems alright enough on my end. You guys will obviously let me know if it's too dark. Although this yarn's a wee bit dark, as is, so that's unhelpful. Don't tell me this mouse needs charging. I charged it a couple days ago, man. Although I think I did forget it on at least once, so... It could be near death, so... Probably wise if I let it charge for a wee bit. Okay, that's not plugged into the thing. I'll deal with that. Other thing I have plugged in. And hope cable is reachable from here. Okay, cool. One I need. So, let's do that. Which I personally just like having a wireless mouse to avoid potentially overusing. It's potentially overusing the mouse pad. Although, it's more of the right button when it comes to right-clicking on the mouse pad. Which that button eventually broke on my previous laptop, so I'm just like, wireless mouse. So that will not happen this time around. Also, what did I do with the chart? There it is. So we're still on the first sock, but again, I'm like right near the foot. Which this is going to my friend who's about 7. Actually, let me double check if it's 7 or 7.5 inches. Not inches, 7.5 or shoe sizes. Okay, 7.5. Okay, cool. I was correct. But 7.5 is not that far off from my foot size, so actually it can be just a wee bit shorter. Okay, I hope I didn't show that on camera. Alright. Let's see, where are we? It's either this row or next row I need a cable. It's probably next one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Yeah, next round is cable. Which I'm doing this in size 0. The pattern calls for 1s, but I wanted to make sure, given how much stockinette is on the foot portion, that it shrinks in well enough to facilitate that. I do think I'll probably only need 1 or 2 repeats on this bit of the pattern when it comes to the foot. But that's mainly because when it comes to the toe adds about another 2 inches. So probably want it close to, if not about 9 inches, because 7.5 is about 9 1/4 of an inch when it comes to women's size. And again, given the large amount of stockinette, there is some stretch afforded to you, so it could probably be like a tiny bit shorter than that, but not too much. Given again, using size 0 needles, so slightly in stretch arguably than compared to, say, if you're using size 1 needles. I had hoped these to be done a while ago. This is still sock number 1, but given, you know, I'm at the much more simpler part. I think, yeah. Cool. Hey, Crafty, how's it going? Is it a little bit too dark for you? I think it should be fine. But I just want your opinion. And not bad so far. Working on the foot of this first sock, which I'm almost done the foot. I wonder if I'll get through the entirety of the toe on stream today. I don't think so. But yeah, we'll see. Had to update some stuff before I got on here. But luckily those didn't take too long. I'm off for the yay! That's always nice. Also, I realized I think my stamps are coming in. Because I just gotten a thing of like 20 stamps for sending off mail for stream related stuff. Like, say, if someone wants a sticker, I could just mail them a sticker. Still need envelopes though. Alright. 5. Carefully get these on the needle. I'd like to, not drop any stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 more. Yeah, I very much think I should probably get the lamp. Just because it's a little bit hard for me to see. Just a tiny bit. Because yarn's a tiny bit on the dark side, so it wouldn't hurt. That's better. And of course, when that happens, the light comes back. Why? Can you not make up your mind, sunlight? Why? Come on. There it is. Alright. I honestly have to say I'm glad I am at least done with this. I don't think the area where the beginning of round is should hopefully not shift again. Because I've kind of forgotten that happens during this pattern. I get to do it all over again with sock 2, which I'm hoping to get that started and finished this month. I have to finish this sock first. But given where I am, that should hopefully not be a problem. There it is. Sorry, I have to look over at the chart every so often just to make sure I am where I say I am. Any weekend plans, or is it gonna hopefully at least be a restful weekend? And also, yeah, I'm pretty sure you've recovered from the crap time it is from having COVID, if I'm not mistaken, right? Alright, gently get that back there. You have to do some cleaning after recovered, but I'm just tired of all the... Yeah, that tends to sometimes be a side effect. And that sucks. Sorry. I really do hate that this thing has like a long-term side effects and it's like... Great. Can we just not do that? Jazzy! Hello, hello. How you doing? How goes your Friday? Also, I need to stop getting caught in the yarn. I may just have to cut this nail because this thing is split the hell. Also, what am I? Oh yeah. Mouse is charging, so I can't use that, so I'll have to go with the mouse pad here. Properties. Configure. Turn down the gain just a wee bit. Because the sunlight has decided it wants to make itself known. And I'll just leave that open so I can fiddle with that as need be. That's better. Some days are worse than others. But today, yay! Well, at least today is a good day. Also, Jazzy, just to get you up to speed, I am making socks, which is currently being knitted inside out. That's one of the options this pattern has, and this one is, in some regards, the better option of the two, although arguably some people did do it with the outside facing the proper way. It's just given it's a lot of purling. And pearls tend to be a little bit uneven. Usually better to have the knit option. Alright, come on. Nope, don't do that. I need you to stay. On the worst of days, cleaning sounds like a not fun time. Not that cleaning is terribly fun to begin with. Although, I'm one of those people, if I'm subjected to cleaning, like a lot of it, I will sometimes have my music on and just have that playing. So it feels like a lot less monotonous of a task. Come on. There we go. Felt it not going through the stitch like I was supposed to. And I very much do not need that in my life. And we have hit a cloud. Goody. Oh, but a short one. But yeah, this is not terribly exciting portion of the pattern, which is honestly a good thing, or else I'd not be able to stream. Because this is highly chart intensive. I'm still looking at the chart here because I have it on my tablet, which where I have to glance at every so often. Oh, Crafty, thank you. You didn't have to do that. Thank you for the bits. Also, where's my alert? Okay. I was like, Streamlabs, you better not be broken. But I appreciate you. Thank you. That helps out a lot, because it's literally whatever I happen to get off Twitch, which has definitely, yeah, I think I have that intentionally, because, you know, trolls exist, so I think I have it delayed by a couple of seconds, so, you know, in case it's like, you know, not kind name, I could potentially, you know, stop the alert from going through. Because that's an option. So yeah, nothing's broken. Just a slight intentional delay. Whoops. Come on. Alright. Nope. I very much appreciate you not getting caught on things, Yarn. Yeah, this one I probably pulled a little bit too tightly. Hold on. Sorry, I was being asked a question also. Let's see what that alert's about. Not where I was expecting that from. There we go. Oh, that's a surprise. I saw Memorize a Christmas, saw my last one last night. So I like to. Ooh. Hold on. How many of those did you make, if you mind me asking? Time. Let me turn that back up. There it goes. Did you? Yes. I was asking how many of those did you make, if you mind me asking. Come on, why are you stuck? That's better. Oh, also, tea. Yep, starting to get lukewarm. Let me just drink the rest of it now. Okay, and there we go. I don't have to worry about that, because I will probably forget it again. I have made... Sorry. There are little bits of tea leaf in there. I've made hundreds, not even sure. Wow. Also, I'm not entirely sure what a memory ornament is. So, can you explain what that is, by the way? I think I've seen something of the sort, but I'm not entirely certain. I could be wrong. Do, 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 do. The last time I ever even made any sort of an ornament was the stuff that they made you do as a kid, which I'm not sure. I think they're clear with feathers inside and a clear falls are... Ah, okay, that's what I thought. I figured it'd be the clear ones in order to see stuff inside there, but I didn't want to presume what it was. Real feathers or, you know, the synthetic kind. But those sound adorable and lovely. And Amazon needs to get off of my screen. Fake feathers, okay. But those definitely sound fun to make. Alright. Let me turn this light on because it looks like it's definitely hit a cloudy patch outside. So, let me see what I'm dealing with. So, cable and one. Alright, cool. So to make sure I am where I say I am. If these were for me, it probably wouldn't be so bad if it were like, you know, one off, but I'm being quite a bit attentive, given these are for a friend of mine. And normally it wouldn't take so long to make a sock, but it's just, I think because it's so pattern and chart heavy, my brain just kind of doesn't want to deal with it. And it's bright again. Right. And then I have to turn on the gain because that's gonna make my hands look all weird. Also, in the thought of selling things, I have been trying to get, you know, some traffic on my Etsy shop because it's kind of gotten, like, and not even just me, it feels like Etsy has kind of gotten dead. I don't know if it's because, you know, Canadian Thanksgiving is coming up. I believe it's Monday, yeah, the 11th. Which also explains why that Knitpicks/We Crochet sale is going really short. Because they had a sale starting yesterday with 20% off again for I Love Yarn Day, which is apparently tomorrow, which I didn't know was a thing. But yeah, this is one of those you get 20% off once again. Which I am mentioning this in part because of the whole, hey, I have an affiliate link and blah blah blah. Which, you know, if you want to use the link for purchasing yarn, I've found Etsy that, yeah, that's kind of what I use my Twitch. Well, arguably when I bring it up. But my Instagram more so. And also Pinterest, which I was rearranging a little bit when I took last Saturday off. Yeah, but it depends on what you're selling. That's also the thing. Because remember, what I tend to do is hand knit stuff for the majority. I mean, also, you know, the keychains and also stitch markers. Oh, I think the runner. I posted. Fair, but also, I imagine you're for selling more art-related things. The handmade category of Etsy is a bit oversaturated, so it is very, very, very difficult to get a leg up sometimes. I mean, yes, holidays is usually a good time, but getting yourself noticed, which I've been fiddling around with my tags and all that stuff to see if that would, get anything to happen. Plus, I don't want to overdo it too. Pictures matter. I know, you have to take good quality pictures. Which also, I just got my yarn in on Thursday. It was supposed to get here Tuesday, but the box had disappeared off the face of the earth for like a couple of days and then reappeared. I don't know if it got lost in the USPS abyss briefly, but then it popped back up and then showed up, and I was like, okay, as long as I got all my stuff. Thankfully, nothing was wrong with anything, because I don't have any plastic covering the yarn, which is one of those things where I'm like, yeah, no, it ended up fine, but it was one of those, this is weird, what's going on? Although, to a degree, again, it could be the fact that once it comes to holidays, shipping tends to get a bit crazy. But given we're early on, I was not expecting that. And also that was the first time I've had an issue with, a knit pick / recrochet yarn order ever. It was weird. I was literally gonna call them, and then I saw the thing pop up, and I was like, okay. Plus, I don't think they could have done anything on their end, given, the way they send it, it's, they send it over, and then they trade it off to USPS for the last portion to get sent to, where it's supposed to be. I think that's where it got lost, because the last place I saw it before it popped back up again was leaving New Jersey, which once it's leaving New Jersey, for me, that usually means stuff should be showing up the next day, unless, it's a Sunday. Which is why I didn't panic at first, and then I was like, even if it's not gonna get here the next day, it should have at least been scanned. And it wasn't until, like, the night of, like, the 5th, where it was like, hey, it's scanned and making it at our local post office. I was just like, where have you been for the afternoon, since the afternoon of the 30th of September till now? Like, where have you been? Pray tell. Like, it must have gone on an odyssey somewhere, and no one bothered to scan it, or potentially it could have just been in a warehouse somewhere. Potentially lost in a sea of packages. Who knows? Either way, it ended up turning out well, so I am not complaining. It could have been worse. The box could have been completely destroyed and my yarn fucked up, which would have been annoying, given that yarn is also for shop purposes, specifically, the dish towels and such things. And also, I got a couple colors for sub squares too. Only a couple solids, because their Brava yarn does not have multicolor, which is a shame. Don't know why they don't do it, but Random question. Go for it. Come on, please go through. There we are. Okay, that's the last one. Well. Is pro? Yep. Yep. It quite is. It is kind of my thing. Also, thanks to that bot blurb, you can bet your floof against the minigame and potentially earn more for giveaways and stuff, which I am not planning to reset it again for this year. So, try to message you about the girl in our stream. No, I did that purposely. I have it that way so, you know, I can't get, you know, spam messages of any kind. Because I've had that happen around Twitch a couple of times, so I just have it open that way. Although, on Discord, you can PM me there. So that's always an option, because I usually have Discord open. If not on my phone, usually on the desktop. So if anybody needs to reach me. Wait, what? What? I'm confused. I didn't think of bear. But yeah, given the whole sorry bot probably got screwed with the whole Twitch thing, I imagine that's why it was stuck in the first place. Which I don't know why it didn't occur to me to check that myself. That's kind of my fault too. Also, yes, Detective Conan, I think you mean. Yeah. Case closed. I liked that show. I haven't watched it in a while, but I know that show is still going. Like, it's pretty much the longest running animated show in Japan. Which I think one of the movies, like, grossed, like, the most, last I remember, in Japan. Unless one of the Marvel movies has finally punted that out of the record holding spot. Which, that show is nearly old as me. Which is kind of terrifying. Oh, we got into, yeah. I need to finagle that around and get more yarn. Yeah, same. I don't know why they never dubbed more of the show, and I was just like, come on. Given some of the garbage that gets shown over here, it's like, I'm pretty sure there's some people who could have been like, hey, let's do some more dubbing of the show. Well, same. Mystery shows are always fun. Alright. Make sure to do the thing. Honestly, the thing I've been watching the most of is Iron Chef Japan, which I'm not sure if you've seen that. Although YouTube has a large collection of it. Which, I say this every time, but it is a shame that the show is completely, you know, not available on DVD. Just because of when it was showing. That was when DVD was first getting started, so, you know. Not likely gonna pop up on that Murdoch. That sounds familiar. I'm thinking Midsummer's Murder, but I could be incorrect. I think that might be a different show. With Case Closed, I've seen like the first at least 100 or so episodes. My goal is to eventually get through, like, you know, the entirety of it, but that would be a while. It's kind of like, you know, Naruto and One Piece, which One Piece is also still going. That one's stupid long. Also, I think the dryer stopped, so I might have to go grab some laundry. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get sent to go grab some laundry. So let me just do that now. Alright. I'll be back in like 10 minutes. Might have to be right back, screen on for a little bit as I chat and possibly fold clothes. So I'll be back. But yeah, Murdoch Mystery sounds very familiar. I think I've seen it, but it's been a while. Also, feel free to play the Plinko with a be right back. Alright, cool. We have a functioning mouse again. Boo. Oops. Not sure I managed to do that. But yeah, hi again. Might have to disappear again at some point because laundry. Because I had to shove some in the dryer. So that's gonna be a thing. But I hope you guys enjoyed that unintended break. Ooh. If you mean the sock, thank you. You can't actually see what it looks like because I am currently knitting it inside out here. Sorry, I had to. No worries. I literally just got back on here anyway, so you have not missed terribly much. Plus, cats demand food, so I get it. But yeah, this is what the sock currently looks like. Thanks. Actually, the color is a bit darker than this. But given the gains up, it's gonna look a little bit brighter than what it looks like. But yeah, this is what the sock looks like. Properly on the outside. On the outside. I'll probably knit 5 or 10 more minutes and then actually take my break. Because, you know, folding laundry is not an actual break. Also, let's shift this a little bit so it stops rocking as much. Alright. Those son of a bitches. What do you mean, Amazon? So I'm gonna need to go yell at Amazon. Because they told me they would not charge my account, so I need to know what the hell. Yeah, it's a heart pattern. Let's see. Think of it more like a heart tree. This is what the socks look like, which is a free pattern, so I'm not showing you guys anything terrible here. This is what the design is. But there's a chart for the left side and the right sock. Yeah, that's the exact reason why this thing is so chart heavy in order for it to get this way. There are many cables. And also why I've been working on this mostly off stream, just because it is hard to talk and follow charts at the same time. But luckily, since I've gotten to the foot is a bit more stockinette with like just a cable bit right here. So nothing like seriously difficult to follow. Oops. Really? I really appreciate if you'd stop doing that. Yeah. I really would like this thing to be a little bit heavier, so it stopped tipping over. The one downside of having this goddamn lamp. There. Probably would not help, actually. Maybe if it's not on the edge of this table, that would help a little bit in the being knocked over department. Not entirely, but at least a little bit. Let's see, is this another do the thing, or is this cable row? Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's get going. Yeah, but I think this should be cable around. No worries. How long? About 5 more minutes until I take my break. I'm not missing terribly much. I'm gonna probably do one more section of this and then finally at least get to start on the toe here. Which I should definitely measure, see how this is going so far. I need it to be 2 inches off of where I want it to be. Okay, whoops. Let me double check. Uh-oh. Oh wait, no. It's fine. I thought I did it wrong. But that should be correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Come on. Why do you hate me so? 5. Okay, then why the hell are you doing that? Alright, and then... Yes. Yeah, then I pulled the wrong area. Whoops. One, 2, 3. Yeah, that's 7. Okay, then why are you being weird right now? Trying to cable on tiny zero needles is not always the most constructive thing ever. Who would have guessed? Alright, and then I'm just gonna get this to come back over here. And also, I would like it if you would stop tipping over. Like, very much would appreciate if you'd stop tipping over. Like, that would be absolutely wonderful. Come on, there we go. Okay, it seems to have righted itself out again, so that works out for me. So, I'm gonna do that bit right there. Yeah, I'll leave that there. That should be all good. And I'm gonna go take my break. Also, just glare at Amazon because they're fucking assholes. And I will be back in about 10 minutes. Oh, also to note, Drop Game also exists on pretty much all of the screens I have, so if you want to, you can play the Drop Game around here too. But yes, back again. Yeah, so it looks like I get to yell at Amazon. Because I had asked them about this days ago, and they're like, just ignore this email. Which, it was about a cooling pad that I returned, which I know it got to them, because I have the tracking number, and it says it arrived where it should have been, so this is a mismanagement on their end, and so I would like my money back. Also, crap, I keep doing that. Whoops. The mouse is right there, so it's gonna click on things. How about leave that over there? Also, I have a yarn tangle. It's fun. Which I should be able to at least make it through this round. I might have to figure out something. Oh well. I've just gotten past the cable at this point. So, pretty much knits all around here. Also, anybody who stopped in during the break, hello, hi. Hopefully you're having a good Friday so far. Wondering what's going on here. I am here working on a sock for commission, not for myself. I have not really knit for myself in a while. Because I've been doing shop stuff and then this. 2 personal projects on the back burner currently. Well, actually, I take that back. The Hexy Puffs count as a personal project, but that's one of those. Whenever I get a chance to, I go and look at that. Hold on. Sorry, keep getting interrupted. This knot's gonna annoy me. The cake that I caked on this had split apart. I should have recaked it, but I didn't bother, so that's kind of come to bite me in the ass now. So that's fun. Also, yes, we do swear here, hence the mature rating. Although, honestly, as at least on my stream anyway, I'm like swear late. I'll be real honest. I try to keep it to a minimum. That's something for someone that happens to really, really, really piss me off. Which does not happen often. Do. Yes. Hold on. Which question? Also, hi. Sorry, I had to get up. My finger stamps showed up, which I didn't realize they had, metallic things on them. That makes them even more fun. Which I got these for, I have an extra option or two on the wheel for, say, if someone subs or resubs, and if they happen to get, a sticker of some kind, I'll basically be mailing them a sticker, so I had to go buy myself some stamps. So I got a thing of 20, which it came in a bigger envelope than I expected. Because I think they wanted to keep it flat, so they put a piece of cardboard in there. They could have made it smaller, but whatever. But yeah, these are so cool. These are forever stamps. Which, when did stamps get to be 58 cents? Jeez. When did stamps get to be 58 cents, man? Anyhow, what was your question? Oh, so let's move that before I accidentally open Drawing app on there. Yeah, I might have to, I'll just need to cut and then get that to untangle via the other way. That's great. Okay, Why can't you just stay up? This is starting to really annoy me. Like, that is the 5th time. And I try to avoid things like that. Also, I was hoping to having to need to cut this damn yarn. Come on. Come on. Good day. Oh, so sorry, it seemed to be very popular today. Alright. Yeah, this is gonna annoy me. Am I gonna... Yeah, that's probably only gonna be the front side of this. Oh, for fuck's sake. Although I wonder if I should fish out my other... Because I have 2 skeins of this yarn. Or just get the other side of this and then tie that there and then deal with this garbage later. Maybe. Those are all viable options. Yeah. That's just gonna line from the outside. Yeah, that works. So, gonna have to weave in the ends because that's gonna be the least offensive way. I don't want to put a knot in here because, you know, knots are annoying, especially when it comes to socks. Especially when it comes to, you know, if they're on the foot of the sock or the top portion of the sock. Alright, there. Come on. Come on. What are you doing? Don't do that. Oh yeah, that's not even gonna make it through the entire way. Also, I suspect Jazzy may have wandered off again, so I'll have to wait till she comes back in order for me to answer her question, although I did ask her, she asked me if my favorite color was purple, which I did say yes, so, but she might have missed my answer, so, not sure, because the only question I recall her asking, unless I missed something, which is entirely possible. Alright, let's see how far down this I can go. There we go. So I'm just going to leave tail ends of both of those, and that should fix my issue. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, so once I do these couple of rounds of doing a little cable bit and stocking out the rest of the way, I'm gonna measure the foot, see how long it is, and then add the 2 inches. And see if we're good or not. Because adding the 2 inches is in regards to the toe of the sock. It's gonna be about 2 inches long. Although might actually be slightly smaller given the whole, these are size 0 needles, so might be slightly smaller than 2 inches. Not by terribly much, but we will see. Luckily this yarn has not been too splitty, which this yarn is Stroll, not Tonal, Stroll, just Stroll in, I think, Garnet. I have another skein of this. It should be Garnet, if I'm not mistaken. A friend had said one in Mahogany, which this is certainly like a really burgundy mahogany sort of color. Which this is pretty much the best choice when it comes to that. Also, I'm hoping Aladra waits until after stream so I don't have to grab it, but more than likely I'll probably have to grab that near the end, and that's going to be very annoying for me. Alright. About 4 more rows, including 4 more rounds, rather, including this one. And then I will measure the foot here. Also, am I out of frame? If so, that is my fault. I try not to do that, but it happens. That's why we have a frame command. I think that should still exist in the bot. Come on. That's better. Alright, let's get back to that. Have to make sure I don't pull too hard around here. Yep, son of a bitch. Why? That was the one thing I wanted to avoid. Although I can get it back in. Waits for the dirty jokes to commence. Because it's certainly not the first time I've done that. Alright, pull that down. Be careful this time and hold on to that. Come on. There. It's always the first time when you're going around after you do something like that. You have to worry about pulling the tail end out. Also, at this rate, probably not gonna finish the toe. We should at least get there today, and I'll probably end up finishing that offline. So, other than socks going on, been pretty much chill for, but keeping up with the doing a drawing thing every day for this month, and pretty much purple pen and some color pencil. Although I might see about changing it up, since it's literally only been the first week and it means 24 more days, so just over another 3 weeks until that's over and done with. I didn't get to do Mermaid how I wanted earlier this year, so I'm doing this instead. Oops, come on. Three more now. Let's not get too caught in here. Oh, so this is all reminding me that I should probably have one of my panels changed slightly. Because I have a thing stating I do commissions, but I feel like that should be altered slightly on the what? Given the changes the past couple of years. Socks would be one I don't mind, but it depends on the when and the time constraints. I still do hats, although I haven't done a hat in a little while. Not since I sent the one to my friend with said baby socks. Which I also plan to send them slightly more small human socks later this year if I get the opportunity to. Not probably, like, say, after New Year's. Because if I wait too close to Christmas, it's gonna be hell in a handbasket to get it sent there in time. I'm well aware. So if I do, I'm probably... But I want to at least get these socks off my deals first before I even consider doing that. And sent to my other friend, which I will do plan on washing these before I send them out. I want to make sure, you know, nothing gets on them to the best of my ability. Come on. Hold on. Sorry, was answering a question once again. And a question that did not need answering because that was already done. Because I was there when it was done. Sorry, I've been getting up like 5 times today. I hate having to go and do things. Also, I'm gonna move this key. Hold on. I really wish my mother would be able to look for things for your fucking self. There we go. There. Sorry. Alright, 2 more rounds, I think. Oh, let me double check. Let's see. Cable. One, two, three. Yeah. 2 more rounds and we should be all good. Also, with the stamps I was showing earlier, I think that actually might be the first instance in my life that I've ever bought stamps personally. I mean, I've been aware of, like, you know, stamp prices because it's like, I vaguely remember when it's like at one time they were like 42 cents for the forever stamp. But that was quite some time ago. And things have changed and inflated and so on. It's so weird that it's 58 cents a damn stamp. Like, how? Which also, speaking of stamps and things, your guys' contributions, why I have the bits and tip bars situated above me, are the reason why I can buy things such as that. So it's very much helpful when you guys contribute to such things. Since those, well, the bits not immediately, but tips I can deal with immediately, so if I need to get some semblance of supplies, specifically small things, it is nice to have that on hand. And at the same time, nobody is required to, you know, give any sort of financial contribution. You can hang out here, you can lurk, and have a fun time regardless. And just hang out here as support too. So anybody who lurks and hangs out here as well, which that is not a call out by any measure, I appreciate you guys as well. We're almost there, so I might wait a little bit longer to take my second break, given the whole having to disappear for laundry and such. Doing all the stuff on the tiny needles. Alright. And I'm still pissed at Amazon. Every time I see the thing, because I have the PayPal alert right there, and I'm just staring like, come on now. Also, let me double check. Okay, that hasn't. Oh, I missed it. Oh well. Damn. Oh well. Someone who hadn't been on in a long time pops back on. I was hoping to see if I could go over there, but wasn't sure how long they'd be on for, so such is life. I could watch the VOD, but I like having the in-person interaction. And 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what I thought. Alright, so after this round is over, I'm gonna do the measuring thing. And see how we're doing. I might need one more repeat of these previous 5 rows, but we will see. Which, given I'm doing the smaller size, which ends up being about 7.5 inches, I'm probably gonna need to do at least one more repeat of this before I get there, but that shouldn't be too arduous of a task. It's literally just repeating the cable. Alright. At this rate, probably not going to end up doing some blue spinning today, which Not the worst thing ever. I might see about doing a bit of that tomorrow. Given tomorrow's Saturday stream. So I imagine doing some spinning is probably not a bad idea. Also, I realized I did not pick up the teacup the last time I got up from here. I should probably deal with that next time I go on break. Which I might give that about 10-15 minutes. Alright, so I finished that round. Let's see how we're doing. I would have gone with the larger size, but the width would have been a little bit too big. Although I think when I knit this for Sock Madness, did I do the smaller size? I may have. Who knows? I could probably check my project thing. Right, let's see how we doing on length here. Please stay flat. I beg of thee. Okay, so we've gotten to about... Okay, we've gotten to about 7 inches. Let me double check. I want to make sure I'm not stretching anything. Go this way, flatten that edge of the heel to about where the top is here. That should hopefully also measure about 7 inches. Nope! It measures about 6 inches from that way. Hold on, let's double check. Yeah, about 6.5. So if I do one more repeat of the cable, it should put me about 7, which that should be good enough. Because like I said, length of a woman's foot for 7.5 inches is 9. No, 7.5 is 9 and 1/4 of an inch. Which about 9 inches would be fine enough. So let's get that. Let's make doubly sure. Yeah. One more cable repeat, maybe? Because again, the toe is like 2 inches, so doing that over probably would make it alright. But let me double check on the side. Like, if these were for myself, I'd grant myself a wee bit of leeway, but given it's not, I won't be doing that. Also, it's very weird that it measured 7 that way, and 6.5 on the other side. Given how the heel is on the bottom, it makes sense. Also, whoops, that went through there. Come on. Go that way. Okay, yeah. I mean, see, it's like a little bit below a 7, so if I go from where the heel flap is, so you know, just a little bit below 7 inches, which actually that would be fine. So let me go and do the last couple of rows. I have 10 more rows after that, so that should definitely suffice well enough either way. Which the next row is once again a cable. Do. 3, 4, 5. Do this cable thing, make sure I don't drop any stitches. Careful. There it is. Get that over there so there's not a gap really. That's the only problem with these. Sometimes there ends up being almost a gap between these first 5 stitches and then doing the thing over here with the cable. Which is very irksome to me. Nope, don't do that. We don't allow splitting here. Come on, please. Yeah, it's like splitting a tiny bit. Nothing major. Currently, anyways. Come on, why are we splitting this badly? Although this yarn tends to split anyway, plus I'm using very small needles, so that probably doesn't help. Probably not be so bad if this were, say, a size 2 or something. There you go. Whee! There you go. I have to remember to weave those in. I'm gonna give it 5 more minutes and then I'm gonna go downstairs and check on the laundry. I'll likely have to haul that back up and deal with that subsequently, so the break might take a wee bit longer than 10 minutes. Although it wasn't that huge of a load I'd put in the dryer, so hopefully it should not be that arduous of a task. So I don't hear the dryer going any longer, which I can normally hear it from about here, so I suspect the dryer has stopped anyway. So I'm gonna have to definitely deal with that. Nope, no, don't do that. Alright, does the thing. It's in the pearls here. And we'll be fine. Oops, come on. Okay, that's what I was like. Did I lose a nope? I would have been very pissed if I somehow lost a stitch there. Oh, a split stitch tends to be a weak stitch anyway, which is not helpful, but it should still be fine. And plus, that's going to be one of those things that are not noticed. Especially with kind of dark yarn going on too. Which again, this yarn is a bit darker than how it looks on camera. It comes off definitely more red. It's definitely more reddish brown. Plus the camera tends to react a bit weirdly to certain colors. Like say if it's really bright colors, it tends to be very weird and I have to adjust the white balance for it. And if it's certain colors, like say an intense red or orange, yellow maybe, it depends. Green is alright unless, you know, it's neon. Blue and purple have their weird times. I mean, this isn't like, you know, the best camera out the lot. This will do you well when you get starting with streaming on, you know, a computer. That's one of those things maybe eventually I want to update. That just came on? Wow, that was much later than I thought. Yep. I did not even see that pop on. There we go. Alright, so it's about 2 hours and 15 minutes in. Ow. I definitely feel that. It's kind of cranky. So definitely time for me to get and stretch and then deal with laundry. Yay. I hate laundry. I should hopefully be back maybe 15-20 minutes. We'll see. Anyway, back again. Before I get back into this thing, let me turn this tablet back on. Jeez. I know the damn passcode is, thank you. Yeah, so, general update, I have stamps. Very cool stamps. Which, these stamps are basically for me sending out stickers and stuff, so I figured I'd just get a thing of 20 of these. Also, I need to go yell at Amazon because they charged me for something that I returned to them. And I kind of want to punch them in the face right now. Which, yes, being a streamer here, I'm technically employed by them, but I don't give a flying fuck. So, yeah, I need to go deal with that. Which I really don't understand. Something's going on their end. Either they have misplaced the thing, or something, even though the fact is, a person who I spoke to the other day told me, hey, we have the package, so I don't understand why it's still marked as in transit over a month later. Like, that makes no sense. And I'm not saying UPS is saying that, but on my account specifically, it's saying, hey, this is in transit, and you got your refund, and it's like, you have it. I know you have it, so what are you doing? Also, supplement wise, sorry, I have to chart consult while I'm complaining about you. Amazon being a bunch of assholes. Probably is it through the front or through the back? Through the back loops. Cool. I always hate weird stuff like this. Probably through the back loop is annoying. Come on. Because the way it twists is very, very unfun. There. Alright, and then the rest goes like so. Which, I think I only have to do it that one time. Nope. I have to do it another time too. Goody. Things I've wanted absolutely never. But also the whole fact that I got pilfered by Amazon for that money that I don't owe them, means I'm gonna have to wait on buying the envelopes. So that's fun. Pearl. Come on. There it is. So anybody wondering what I am doing, I am currently knitting some socks. Also, I remember to actually bring my cup that previously had tea in it into the kitchen. Which I realized right before I was about to get back on, and I was like, I should probably deal with that. Which I might stay on a little bit over, about 10-15 minutes. Given I had to get up so many goddamn times today. Which I do apologize for. Alright. Alright, we should be able to at least get through this bit here. Also, I don't need a tape measure currently, so let's get that out of my way. Also, there's some other phone call I need to make, I think. Yeah. If not today, I'll probably do it Monday, since I know that place isn't open on the weekends. So I can't wait till Saturday. So I'm gonna move this down a wee bit so you guys have a better look at this, but not terribly much, because the closer I tend to move in the camera physically, that usually means it's a slightly more difficult time for me to stay in frame, which is probably very annoying for you guys watching. Also, it's a little bit dark in here because I think if it's not obnoxiously cloudy, more than likely it's gonna start raining at some point. Which actually, I can check that, because I have my phone around here. But it might just be cloudy just for the sake of it being cloudy. Let me check. Okay, no precipitation for at least an hour. Yeah, it's just cloudy. Yeah, and mostly more of the same tomorrow. Oh, it's gonna rain in the middle of the night. Yeah. But yeah, it's just cloudy. Zeradon, hello, hi. Although, let me wait no. We rolled off, so you should be fine. Thank you for the raid. Hello. How you doing? How goes the things? And welcome everyone coming with Zeradon. How'd your stream go? Anybody coming in here for the first time? Hi, Serena, Variety Caster of Way Too Many Things. Currently working on some socks right now. But if you want to see me do a bunch of things, had to end stream early because Andrew said, I was about to say, this is a little bit early for you. You're usually on till, like, say, about 5 my time? I think we're about same time zone, but yeah, about 5 my time. 4 or 5. Typically. Just kept not, ugh. That is not fun, and very understandable why you noped out of there. Hopefully otherwise than, you know, the internet deciding that stream was no longer viable, I at least had a good time. And what were you working on? I saw that you're at least weaving in the ends on the Doctor Who scarf, if that's still a thing. Given how long it is, I imagine that's a possibility. Found out for a cow. Ooh, made another crochet coral, so not too late. Yay! Yay on getting things done. Also, yeah, I keep doing that because I pulled a little bit too hard on this area. I was like, oh, yay! Yay on finally finishing that, because that was a lengthy project for you. Like, Dun used to go to the wash and go through. Yay! I figured, because you were in the weaving ends part for at least a couple of days, if I'm not mistaken. Also, I have cool stamps. Because I decided that, hey, I could add an option on Subwheel to, you know, if someone subs or resubs, I could just be like, if they get the thing, I could send them stamps, but I need envelopes. And Amazon did a stupid thing to me, so I'm gonna have to deal with that before I can go buy envelopes. Because they charged me for a thing that I know they have in their custody because I have the tracking number for the thing that I returned to them for that price. But they literally, like an hour ago, decided, hey, let's recharge me for the thing. Even though I know, and the person I talked to the other day, They know, they just haven't marked it off on my account as, you know, they've gotten the thing, so once stream's over, I'm gonna go yell at them. Because it's just like, they said disregard the email, and it's like, it's literally on my account saying that it's in transit, and it's like, I returned this thing in August. Mid-August. It is October, and I checked the tracking, and I know it made it to you. So, unless you fucked it up somewhere, or has broken the thing, there's absolutely no way I should be getting charged for it. And it's not like it's saying that. It's just saying, hey, it's in transit, and it's like, I know it's there. Like, I have the UPS tracking number, and I know it's there. And they know it's there because the person that I talked to message-wise said that it's there, but it's just not, you know, notated. So I don't understand. Like, clearly in the system it has gotten there, so why the fuck did you charge me? Like, explain. So yeah, I have feelings. And by feelings, I'm fucking pissed. It does not help this is from my streaming money, which, you know, I don't have a ton of funds at the moment, so getting that 20 some odd dollars taken is highly unappreciated. Also, I didn't mark that off, did I? No. Alright. What's this thing? Because I'm following a chart over here, which, actually, this is a free pattern, which you can grab by doing an exclamation point pattern, although I think Ravelry is not your friend, Ceradon. So, yeah, that's a thing. But this is a Ravelry pattern. I got it when I was doing Sock Madness. So, basically, Evil Choices, knitting the sock inside out. We're on the last bit of the foot chart, and then I will at least get to start the toe for today. Which I'll probably finish that offline if I get the chance. Yeah, maybe. Hang on, no worries. Good luck with phone call. Alright, that way. Slip stitch, hold in front. Cool. And do the same thing on the other side. Alright, that's the last, and then so back, do the same. Oops, come on. There it is. And then knit my knots all the way through the rest of this round, which if anybody wants access to this pattern, you can do exclamation point pattern. It's called Evil Choices, available for free on Ravelry. I'm not sure if it's available elsewhere because I know people can't deal with Ravelry. Again, I had downloaded this because I had participated in Sock Madness, so I got the pattern for free. Woohoo! I realize I'm slightly out of frame, but yeah. Not missing terribly much in the way of just me knitting stockinette. Alright. Mark off that row. 5 more rows left. I keep saying row when I mean round. I know the difference, but my brain tends to just put one or the other, and it tends to be the wrong one, and I don't know why. Okay, round 60 is a straight stockinette by the looks of it, which is cool. So basically, next 4 rows are what I really need to pay attention to. And let's get that off of there. Come on. Also, anybody hanging out here, I realize I got sidetracked off of my own introduction. Anybody hanging out here from Sarah Dunn's channel, if you totally enjoy the chill vibes here, totally feel free to give a follow. I am typically on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays at approximately 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, is it Standard Time or is it Standard Time? But Eastern. Call it Eastern. To approximately 4 p.m. I say approximately because, you know, sometimes I can hang on a little bit later. Jane! Hi! How goes? So stock is back because we're on the part of a chart where, you know, I won't completely screw up everything if I miss certain things. But how goes the day? Long and the short today so far, Amazon is a bunch of assholes, and I have cool stamps now. Oh, Amazon's assholes for reasons unrelated to, you know, Twitch's debacle currently. But mainly it's because they charge me for something that I'm pretty certain that they have in their possession that I returned to them over a month ago. We had a work day. I'm heading home soon. Nice. But yeah, the fact that they charge me for the thing means I can't buy envelopes currently, which is kind of a pain in the ass, so I kind of need to go yell at them and demand for my money back. Because I'd already contacted them about this, and they're like, hey, ignore the thing, and it's like, you told me to ignore the thing and I got charged for it, even though I shouldn't have been. I have the tracking number from the UPS, so I know you are full of shit for charging me for this thing. Yeah. On my account, I checked the thing and it says it's in transit. I returned this thing August 19th. I know it got to them because I checked the UPS number, because I keep the receipts for stuff like that. I contacted them 3 or 4 days before this, and they were like, hey, we have the thing, should be fine. Ignore this. So I'm kind of pissed. To put it mildly. I spoke to an online person and then they said ignore the email, so the fact is they're not fixing it on their end, considering it keeps saying it's in transit. I say, yeah, this is why I save stuff like that. I always save the stuff like that just in case. Because Amazon is stupid sometimes. And it's like, you really don't need any more. Stuff like that at the moment. And given the whole, you know, given things have not been that lively around here lately, I was just lucky that I even had the funds that, you know, they wouldn't overdraw my PayPal, because this is something I bought off of my PayPal account, which I made sure not to spend terribly much just in case that happened, because I didn't want to get, you know, an overdraft thing, Because I know that can be hell when it comes to PayPal to deal with too, so yeah. That's fun. So I'm gonna have to deal with that and then see if I could find some envelopes. Maybe some purple ones, but if not, potentially. Yeah. It's been not a fun time, so understandable. And it's like, hey, I'm trying not to whine because I know shit's tough anywhere. Pay off my mom's ow. Fix her car. So yeah, I'm... Eesh. Is that 11? Okay, 1K, but still. Eesh. That is sucks. Okay, I'm guessing 1K, it's not, you know, the... Not the exhaust. Oh, what's the thing? The transmission. Or the engine. Because that shit gets into like 3K real quick. Oops, come on. My sister, okay. No, it's a water pump. Ah, yeah. Okay, so they're splitting the costs with you, so... Never buy it. Yeah, no. The luxury cars, trust me. My dad fixes stuff like that at times, and... Oh, Lincoln. Ugh. No, those are a pain in the ass. And the water pump isn't... No. No. That is a bad thing. I feel like water should not mix with the engine. Like, those should be two separate things. I'm not, you know, fully fluent on the setup on the interior of a Lincoln, but it's like, I know those tend to be, when it comes to fixes, a pain, so if you don't have the money for that sort of thing in the upkeep, don't keep it. Half of the... Yeah. I could see that happening. And that's a lot of work to take the engine apart. Although, at the same time, I knew it was a terrible... Oh. Is this one of those things where they're, like, both connected, so if it goes bad, they both go bad sort of deals? I forget what kind of connection that is, but... it's been a while. Like they're laterally connected or something like that. I forget the word. Yeah, the water pump is only the rest of the cost is... Yeah, because it takes a while to take that apart. No, it was just one headlight. We've had it. Okay, cool. Yay for finding used things. Because that is usually, if you find something used of good quality, you can usually get away with that. But yeah, that sounds like a headache, and I'm sorry you're dealing with all of that. Also, I'm gonna sneeze. Phew. Phew. Excuse me. I'm gonna head home. Alrighty. No worries. Hope you have luck with Amazon. I better damn well have luck with them. Or they will not like what they find. I will tell you that much. But thank you. Have a good rest of your evening. Pull that through back. Oops, that came out, didn't it? Yeah. I should be able to pull that back in. and back again. Come on. And then, yeah, just knit the rest of the way. That's cool. Yay! Alright, so these last 2 rows, and then it's gonna be pretty much the start of the toe. Which should not take me terribly long. Although I have to remind myself how it goes, but I think it's a typical decrease, you know, with the SSK on one side and the knit 2 together business, so that should at least be capable of starting today. Because I don't think I'm going to do terribly long of an overtime, so you likely won't see the end of it. Ah! Oh yeah, because this thing has sparkles all over it. So why am I surprised? Sorry, I'm putting all my annoyance into knitting, apparently, at the current moment. Also, just a general thing, the step bar that currently is above my head here, that is just a general goal that we have for getting the last tier 1 emote slot, which I have an idea on what the emote will be, so I might put that on screen once, you know, I get that worked out. Also, I still need to do the 10k cheer emote, because there's like a couple of people who have gotten to that point, so I can actually use that emote. Also, it is very weird. Today does not feel like Friday at all. Not sure why that is, but One, two, and then there should be one last one. Yeah, okay, cool. Whee! Alright. So I think I have an idea of where we're gonna go once I am done for today, which, again, not terribly soon. Also, it does help. Somebody just came online. Although I like to check all my options before I go somewhere. Do. So, the last of the dreaded Purl 2 through the back loop is coming up at near the start of this last round, which it is always a weird thing. And I kind of hate it. Whoops. There we go. Come on. Nope, that split. Let's try that again. Trying to avoid terribly much in the way of split stitches. There's only so much I can do with knitting on size 0 needles, being 2mm if, you know, you're not familiar. Which, anybody coming in, yes, if you're not aware, I'm doing a wee bit of overtime. Not terribly much. Alright, so, yeah. Slip knot wise. And then purl through the back loop, so, like so. Okay, that one actually worked out better. Okay. The other one is just purled together. There it is. Alright, yeah, knit the rest of it around there. Oh, we're pretty much good on cables and stuff. Finally. Which, yes, I get to do this all again on sock number 2. Help. Okay, my back is decidedly cranky at me, and I would like that to stop. No. Ah, no, don't do that. Alright, so... So last round is basically just knitting, so don't need to look at the chart for that. So that works out pretty well. Although, also, Jazzy is not around, but it did amuse me, she said. Given, I feel like I get that all the time. People do not expect me to say swear words, and it's like, I hate to disappoint you, but I fucking do. Try not to do unnecessarily, but, you know. The words will happen. It's not like anybody died. Once I say them, so... meh. Come on. Why you split? Thank you. I very much disapprove of splitting yarn. Thank you. Nope, 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 nope. Don't do that. Why are we like this? There it is. Alright. Almost done this side of the round, and then I'm gonna get the sole portion of this done, and then I am gonna have to look here and see what it says about the toe. Again, it's probably not gonna say anything revolutionary. It's probably just gonna be the usual decreasing. Although, given there's slightly more stitches on the top of this, I think. Yeah. Slightly more stitches here, maybe. Well, actually, no. This port evened it out, though, so... Yeah, it might actually be equal 32, 32, so... Might be your usual decrease. But it depends. So I had Rattler check on that before. Almost there. Also, just a general reminder, you can play the drop game because it is available here on the scene. Pretty much on almost all the scenes, minus loading screen, pretty much. Alright, and there. That finishes that last round, so time for me to check what it says about the sock toe. Last round 50. Okay, decrease round. Knit one, da-da-da-da, yeah. Plain round, knit all stitches. So, decrease, and then plain rounds decrease. Yeah, it's how many times I get it done is what I have to pay attention to. Welcome back! How goes? We're about to get started on the toe. Not sure how far I'm gonna get before I head off today. But at least we should get done. With a okay. Because I know your Thanksgiving is Monday. So that makes complete sense to get that taken care of. Okay, it's not today, I'm not slaying them. Well, it's the other way around. Okay. Yeah, come on. So they'll just say, oh, that's not helpful. And that makes things certainly tricky to coordinate, so that makes utter sense right there. My hands are gonna probably need a break. Also, again, I'm presuming they have moved somewhat recently. Hey, come on. There we are. My thing's still in storage. You wanna... okay. That makes sense. Oops. Hope that works out smoothly. Also, oh, sorry about the fact their original plan was to move to the... Yikes. It's a good thing they didn't move to the UK. Because that would have sucked very badly. And completely fair. And highly warranted. Given that's a whole bunch of crazy right there. Come on. And then... let's go over here. So yeah. Yeah. Alright, so I've got 3 stockinette rounds to do before I can do another decrease round. Which at that point, I might stop there after I do those 3 main rounds and then start decreasing again. Because again, I think my hands could use a break because they're starting to feel a little bit stiff. If they had chosen that move, like I'd say maybe 10, 20 years ago, that would have not been so bad, to my knowledge. So yeah, certainly dodged a bullet there. I mean, although, yeah, Canada's probably not, a full-on picnic either, but, eh. Oh yeah, that's definitely starting to feel stiff, so I can definitely need at least a short break so my hands can not absolutely loathe me. Oh! What's the move that you can take advantage of being in the EU? Ah! Okay. That makes a lot of sense, but, best laid plans. Alright, so 2 more rounds. And then that didn't happen for... Yep. I have to imagine there have been a lot of plans that have been screwed over via, if not Brexit, COVID fucking over everyone and everything within sight, to put it mildly. Come on. There we go. Because this thing likes to split sometimes and it's annoying, but I should have expected that upon using these size zeros, but... Don't do that. Nope, son of a bitch. Oh, that's definitely split, so let's fix that. Alright. I would like you to not be split, please, so let's do that. There we go. And then this next round should be my last stockinette round before the next decrease needs to happen. That nearly flew off my hand. Yeah. There. This has been a very quiet Friday. I'm not used to it being quiet, but at the same time, I think it might be the fact that, hey, you know, I imagine not as many people are gonna be showing up, at least until everything gets somewhat back to normal, but also I imagine there's certainly gonna be a slight lack in confidence in Twitch, although, you know, they will not be the first, they will not be the last company to ever get hacked, so honestly, it kind of comes with the territory. Although, you know, obviously don't appreciate, you know, having to change all my goddamn passwords. But, you know, better that than, you know, someone deciding, hey, I can totally screw around and potentially fuck over this person. Yeah, that's putting it mildly. It's just been like... Although I imagine the top people are probably losing their damn minds given the whole, hey, what they're getting leaked is getting... What they're getting paid got leaked, like, full on everything. Although, you know... For the wee people like myself, although I had two-factor authentication, because you're kind of required to in order to get paid. Like, it literally forces you, so I literally can't imagine anyone who is a streamer who does not have two-factor on. I remember that as part of the setup. It would not let me do anything else until I had two-factor on. Well, I mean, yeah, like, the entirety of everything. Like... That's that bad. And also, the fact is, given, you know, Amazon is their parent company, the fact that they did not do anything, or at least the fact that Twitch themselves were not that quick on the ball, is quite perplexing, to put it very, very mildly. It's like, guys... I want to test the I've thought about it, but at the same time, it's like, I know YouTube is also very fucking difficult to break into, but so is this, so... Plus, I have honestly pondered getting back into YouTube stuff, also, crap. I accidentally pressed the thing and moved the chart. Oh wait, no, it's not the chart. There, I need there. Amazing people here because yeah. More on the ball with the stuff. I mean, yes, they can still get potentially screwed over too. Nothing is completely and utterly infallible. So, yeah, I don't know. But at the same time, you don't hear, you know, of them getting everything pilfered. Which, the fact is, the only way they could, you know, really say, potentially cover themselves is, you know, literally having to rebuild the site essentially from the ground up, from what I know, which more than likely they're not gonna do that. So, options-wise, they're either going to have to heighten their defenses, or potentially we could be looking at the whole site just being, like, kaput one day. Just because they're like, fuck it. That or them just, you know, setting up a new site. Indeed. Also, crap. I was supposed to decrease. And I just did full on knit. And it's like, no, that is not what you're supposed to be doing. Crap. I get the tank. It's just one of those things where it's like, what's my next move right now? I would like to, figure that out. Oh, it doesn't? What's the point of having the site then if Twitch does not turn a profit? That I had no clue. And also, yeah, that also gives an incentive to just be like, F it, let's just, stomp this whole thing out and save ourselves the money. Also, any kind of fix will not be a full-on true fix. At least that's my feelings on the situation. But yeah. If that's the case, then it would certainly give them more an incentive to be like, fuck it, and let's go home. That, or, just create a whole new site. I don't know. Who knows? My only thing is that maybe the fact is cutting things off together could lose them more money than potentially, keeping the site on. That's the only reason I could really foresee, them deciding Twitch is worth the effort. Plus, also, are they gonna pay everybody? Like potentially someone who could be mid earning a payout and all of a sudden Twitch is kaput. Does that mean they're up the creek without a paddle, or, do they at least get paid? But estimates lean towards not. Well, given there's only like a good few people making a couple million, and everybody else is making essentially peanuts in comparison for the large majority, it makes sense. I mean, yes, there are advertisements and stuff they make profit off of. But, yeah. Yeah, that's also a thing you kind of have to think about as well. It's just a whole thing, and I'm just like, what do I even... But this is also a reason to not put all your eggs in one basket. I don't think I've really read terribly much on that. Also, we're on the bottom side, which will let me do the thing here. And then I'm going to open up a stream where I'm going to probably send you guys to splits ads with 70% going to... Oh! Twitch is... Yeah, no, trust me, I know. Because literally, the amount Twitch I have made on Twitch with the ad thing, at least, like, coming up so far to this payout, it's less than $5. And considering the threshold is $100, like... that means you're getting peanuts every single time, like 10 or 11 cents maybe? If not less than that. You're getting pennies every time you show an ad. Which I only show the ads so, the pre-roll thing is off for like half an hour. Twitch subs are 50-50. YouTube. Yeah, the join thing. Twitch ads are a joke. Yep. That I wasn't aware of. I have not really looked into that terribly much. Also, decrease is done. Let me pull the stock out and then you can see what it looks like currently. Because it is inside out, which is how it's knit, which is intentional. Come on. You can do it. Ta-da! Think of it as a tree, which that is essentially what it is. And then basically... Oh. Where's... Oh, that would help. I'm like, I know he'll exist. I don't expect to... Yeah. Like, I knew I wasn't gonna get, like, hundreds of dollars by doing it. Yeah, there's two ways you can do it. You could either knit this way, but obviously that'll mean more pearls. And given, you know... Yeah, the inside-out method is the whole... given, I imagine some people tend to not do their pearls evenly. The knit option would allow, you know... You would have more even pearls if you do it inside out, which also I need to weave that in because that I had to do a thing and add more yarn because there was a knot. Which this is the same method I did because this is a Sock Madness pattern, which is available for free again on Ravelry, but I know Ravelry is not, you know, your friend, so that is a thing. That's why I didn't do the pattern command. But yeah, it's a free pattern. I'm not sure if it's available anywhere else. I would have to check because I know people are trying to get away from Ravelry because... Yeah. Stuff. Also, let's mute tab. So the inevitable ad won't start screaming at everybody. Also my back. My hands more so need a break than anything else. Ugh. It's not that bad, but they're starting to stiffen up at least because I've been doing this for about 3 hours. And the fact that I've gotten to at least the start of the toe despite, you know, all the interruptions has been very much helpful. Rumple's at, yeah, I'm trying to be mindful of that sort of thing, and if, you know, people can't deal with that, I try to forewarn. Ugh. It's like, guys, I'm gonna head off for a bit since you're finishing. You work. Very much coffee. Alright, so... Hi, I have a face. It's dark over here. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. We have made much sock progress, so we are off the cable bits, so it's me decreasing for a while, so... That'll probably be me offline today, if not, yeah, a bit today and probably mostly tomorrow, so you'll get that done. And also I need to go yell at Amazon, so that's a thing. But yes, All Crafty, I'm not sure if you're still here. I think you've wandered off by now, but thank you again for the bits. I appreciate it. And Ceradon, thank you again for that raid. Very much appreciate it. I will be back again tomorrow. Might spin floof then. We'll see. But you guys enjoy the rest of your Friday or Saturday, depending on where you are in the world, and I will see you then. Bye! Where's the thing? There we are. Don't go anywhere. I'm gonna go host Lonely Loomworks, so totally feel free to hang out with us and enjoy the fun, interesting times with Looney.